Okay, 3, 2, 1, folks, ready?
Yep. Go.
Joining me now to talk about all the entertainment news is Ifeoma Anyanwu. She's a fashion designer and owner of the label Ogodor Designs. Ifeoma, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
New York Fashion Week. No black designers on the list. How come?
Wow. Well, I'm surprised, but having to think about it, I'm not too surprised. I would liken it to, let's say, what happened in the Oscars last year. You know, actually, if there are no roles, then there are no nominations. And with the ones I have tried at least I've done a lot of international fashion shows, most times you don't get enough coverage. And sometimes it can be discouraging. For instance, you go to a fashion show, you're a fashion designer, you're supposed to showcase. First and foremost, they group you all in one group, Africa. So if you're 20, if you're 15, if you're 5,
No
it doesn't
matter where
matter.
you're from.
Africa. And they give you a slot, probably somewhere in the middle, and you probably have first showing by 9, 10, and most people go for probably the evening showing, and you get to show in the afternoon. So sometimes you don't get that exposure, which is the reason. And a lot of all these black designers, especially African designers, have probably paid so much to get there, to be there. You know, and when they get there, they get, like 5 minutes of fame, and at the end of the day, it's all over. And all they have to fall back on is, wow, I just spent X amount of money and I don't probably get the recognition I think I deserve. It doesn't matter how good of a designer you are. So I think sometimes over time it becomes discouraging. You know, it's a shame. I mean, New York Fashion Week is definitely the platform to be able to showcase what you can. But I think with the lack of exposure, I think it is financial. It costs a lot to get to New York. And most times when you have most of these umbrella fashion companies that want to take you on these trips, you get to pay a lot. So most times it's not encouraging for a lot of designers.
But if from a bottom line, it must be frustrating as an African designer.
It is. But then again, what do you do? You know, I was just speaking to a friend of mine. I was just saying, I mean, I like the whole Arise Fashion Week and all that. But most times, especially in Nigeria, at least I can only speak from the context of Nigeria, you have a lot of talented designers, but most of them are hidden in different corners. So at the end of the day, we're just doing a bit of recycling and all that. So I think we need to think and wonder, is this the way forward for African designers?
Yeah, speaking of the way forward, how did Ogodor make it? You tell us, what was your story that made you stand out of all the talent that's out there?
Well, I would say my secret is very simple. It's starting small. A lot of designers, it's not just about, if you ask a lot of designers, most will say, why did you go into fashion? Everybody will say, because I love clothes. It goes beyond looking pretty. It goes beyond loving clothes. You have to have passion, because you see, even with love, you'll be tested with love. So it goes beyond, I love clothes. Passion, put your money where your mouth is. Discipline, you know, creativity. Do not relax. Reinvent yourself. Recycle if you must, but keep the ball rolling. Forget about what your tailors will do, because you will get frustrated in that department. Forget about whether you get enough kudos from your clients. It doesn't matter. Just keep your eyes on the ball. Keep reinventing yourself. Creativity is key.
Having said that, Ifeoma, can African designers ever compete with their European counterparts, with their American counterparts, with their Asian counterparts? Can we compete on the same playing field?
100%. I think we can. We can compete with any international label given the opportunity. You ask, what then is the opportunity? What other opportunity do you need as a fashion designer, apart from when you know there are shows, going for the shows? But you see, it takes a whole lot more. For instance, the Arise Fashion, I come back because I am on Arise TV. The Arise Fashion Show. At the end of the day, you look at the people on the runway, it's still the same people. It's almost like a cartel. So what do we do? I would suggest Arise Search. Let's go beyond the names we know. Let's go out and look for these people, because at the end of the day, you know, you want a situation where you want to give back. And I think Arise TV has that commitment. I see they're so into fashion, committed to fashion and all that. So I think maybe if there's something like Arise Search, look for people. There are so many promising, good designers. You'll be shocked what they have designed and what they're putting out there. Yes, but they're not giving enough searchlight. And most people don't come to this searchlight because it takes money to come to this searchlight. you know, given with the current state of economy and all that, so everybody will just want to shy away and stay in their little corner and just so for that their customer and all that. So it goes beyond that.
Okay, at the end of the day, Ifeoma, where does Ogodo Designs go from here? What's your next step?
My next step basically is try and have pop-up shops in different major cities in Nigeria, because I have to start from my home base here in Nigeria. Then probably look at Ghana, look at key point areas in Africa, maybe South Africa, you know, because you see, with a fashion designer, you can't afford to be everywhere because everybody comes to see the designer. So you want Ogodo to do something special for you, you fly into Abuja, Ogodo will do that. But you can have pop-up shops in major cities around the world where you can have that.
Don't forget Nairobi.
I won't. I won't. It's a major capital, so
Indeed.
I won't. Yeah.
Ifeoma Anyanwu.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
And good luck going forward.
Thank you.
All right. Back in a moment.